Hello and welcome. Now guys, before opening Android Studio and start coding and making Android applications, I want to talk a little bit about the process of the create an Android application. Okay, now we need to understand some stuff before we start coding. Okay, so probably guys, you have used a lot of Android applications, for example like Facebook or any other popular application. Okay, now guys, we need to understand this diagram and keep it with you as long as we go through this course. Okay, so as you can see guys, I have designed this diagram for you just to simplify the process of app creation. Okay, so as you can see guys, here we have this app all the way to the top. Okay, here we have this app, this icon for the app and this name app. Okay, and here we have this from it's come down from the app. Okay, we have this activity. Now what does activity mean? Now activity in Android is just a single screen. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in for you. Okay, so as you can see here we have this device screen. Okay, this we call the whole screen here, we call it an activity. Okay, here the same thing. Okay, same thing go for this activity, for this screen, and the same thing for here. All of these we call them an activities. Okay, think of an activity, it is just a single screen. Okay, now any application, it's actually a group of activities that's put together to create an app. Okay, so any app should at least contain one activity. Okay, this is the first concept that you need to understand it very well, which is an activity. So when I say an activity, that I mean single screen. It's just like this one that we have here. Okay, now so as I said, the app, it's a group of activities. Okay, now let's go and talk about activity, how we can create an activity. Now the activity is actually, it's created by two files. Okay, to create an activity we need to prepare two files, then we put it together to make an activity. Okay, so first of all we have the XML file. Okay, now the XML file, it's just the user interface. Okay, the stuff or the thing that the user can see, the user can interact with, for example the images, the buttons, the text, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna zoom in once again. So all these buttons where it says basic level, intermediate and advanced level, or this text or this image as a background, all of these are an XML file. Okay, and the second hand of an activity, it's the Kotlin file. Now the Kotlin file is just responsible for the things that goes behind the scenes. Okay, for example, we put the button using the XML, but what's the thing that's gonna happen once the user click on this button? We are gonna use the Kotlin to put this stuff. Okay, then so the Kotlin is responsible for the events or the things that happened behind the scenes. Okay, now as I said guys, an app, it's a group of activities. An activity, it's created by two files, the XML and the Kotlin file. Now let's go ahead and talk about the XML, how we can create an XML. Now an XML file, it's just a group of views. Okay, and the views, this concept views, it's just an component that we can use. For example, when we put an image inside our application, we are going to use a view called an image view. For the text, we are going to use the text view. For the button, for the videos, for the anything you think of, that user can see, it's actually a view. So as you can see here, we have this button, we have this text, we have this image. All of these are views. Okay, and it's put together to make one XML file. Now the Kotlin code, it's just a code. We are going to write it, okay, using the Kotlin programming language that we have learned previously. Okay, and make it really great. So guys, let's take a recap of what we have learned so far. Now we have learned that an app, it's a group of activities. Okay, an activity is just a single screen that show in any device. Okay, now an activity, to create an activity we need to create two files. The first one is called the XML file, which is responsible for the user interface, the things that the user can see. Okay, and we can make an XML file by preparing or adding a views. And a views is just a component that we can add to add certain thing. For example, if we want to add an image, then we are going to use the image view component or the image view. And for the text, we are going to use the text view. For the buttons, for the videos, so on and so forth. And if we want to make the user interact with this stuff, we are going to use the Kotlin code, and we are going to make it very, very interactive by using Kotlin programming language. So guys, make sure guys you understand all this stuff. So once we come with Android Studio, when I say an activity, you will remember that an activity is just a screen, and it's contained from the XML file and the Kotlin file, and you will get the idea very clearly. So guys, take a screenshot for this diagram and make it with you, and take 5 minutes just looking and thinking in this diagram very, very well. Okay, and once you open any application in your device, just make sure to remember this stuff and this diagram and apply it on that screen. Okay, so go ahead guys and understand all this stuff carefully, because we are going to go deeper and deeper in this stuff, and we are going to continue in the next video.